Today we're going to look at the basics of the C++ program. C++ is used everywhere in today's modern world, from VR applications to search engines. It's a very important and powerful language and is often used in competitive programming. Now let's look at our code. At the top we have the include bit statement. This imports various libraries from the STL, the standard template library of C++, to our code, and this is absolutely crucial for our code to run. This bits statement contains numerous files such as strings, vectors, and lists. This helps with input, output, and other things as well. Next, we have the using namespace std, which stands for standard namespace. And this is also associated with input, output, standard input, and standard output, as well as other things which are necessary for our code to work. After that, we have the int main function, which is where the bulk of our code goes. Here we can take in input, take out to produce output, and at the end there's always the return 0 statement. This return 0 is necessary for our code to end and for the compiler to check that all our code worked correctly. If something didn't work correctly, it would show an error, which is part of the use of the return 0 statement. Here I have comments. They are shown by 2 forward slashes and then whatever we want to type. When the computer sees these 2 forward slashes, it realizes that this is solely for the user to see and define their code. For multi-line comments, you would use a forward slash, an asterisk, and then at the end, the same thing, a forward slash and an asterisk. Here, there's also cin, which is console input. This obviously takes in input. Here I've taken in 3 integer variables. To store this, I would have to define an integer and then say console input and then those variables. However, here I've just taken in this input, which means that the computer does not store it. After that, I also use cout, console output, which prints these statements in the main line. Here I've printed 2 integer variables and 1 string variable. After that, I have another comment showing the ending of the function and return 0. Now let's look at a basic hello world program. I would define the bits statement using namespace std, then our int main function, and then I would console output our hello world program. After that, I would have to return 0 for our code to run, and after I run it, as you can see, there is the hello world program right there. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you learned more about how to create a basic C++ program.